What if I told you that fear isn't the monster you need to slay, but a teacher waiting for you? This is the story of Leo, a man who journeyed into a forgotten valley to learn a truth that would finally set him free. Leo carried a burden that was invisible to the world, a constant whispering dread in his mind, the fear of speaking his truth, the fear of stepping off the safe, predictable path, the fear that he simply wasn't enough. One evening, staring out his window at a world he felt disconnected from, he decided he couldn't live that way any longer. He had heard whispers in his village of a wise hermit who lived high in the Mistwood Valley. People said this person understood the hidden language of the heart. With just a small pack and a tiny flicker of hope, Leo left his village behind and began the climb. The ascent was steep and the air grew thin. Strange calls echoed from the cliffs around him, and every shadow seemed to hold a silent threat. His own pulse became a drum of warning in his ears. But he pressed on, driven by a single powerful thought. There has to be another way to live. Finally, he stepped into a high meadow. At its center stood an ancient cedar tree, its massive roots gripping the stone like powerful fingers. And there, seated beneath it, was the hermit. Her face was lined with the wisdom of time, yet her eyes were as clear and calm as a mountain lake. Leo approached, bowed his head, and spoke. "Guide, I am lost to my own fear. It steals my voice, and it steals my future. Please, what is the key to overcoming it?" She smiled softly. "If you wish to disarm fear, you must first see its true face. Tonight, you won't just listen. You will see." As the sun dipped below the peaks, the meadow plunged into a deep blue twilight. New sounds emerged, the gentle hush of the wind, the distant cry of a hawk. Leo felt that familiar tightness return, squeezing his chest. The hermit raised her hand toward the gathering dark. "Watch," she said, "how the night makes the world seem strange and full of threats." Then she struck a flint, and a small bright flame sprang to life in her palm. Instantly, the world immediately around them was carved out in warm, gentle light. "Fear," she said, her voice calm, "is the shadow cast by uncertainty. It vanishes where the light of understanding falls. But how do I find that light?" Leo asked, his voice barely a whisper. "My fear feels so solid, like a wall I can't get past." "Then we must move beyond words," she replied. "Before dawn, you will face 3 truths in this valley. Each one will show you a different part of the same lesson." The first truth awaited them at a deep chasm. A single rope bridge, weathered and frail, spanned a rushing torrent far below. The hermit gestured toward it. "Walk across." Leo stared, his heart pounding. The wooden planks were spaced wide apart. The ropes groaned with every gust of wind. What if it collapses? He breathed. "That is fear's favorite question," she said. "It asks what if and paints a vivid picture of disaster, but it never shows you the image of your own 2 feet standing safely on the other side. Begin." Trembling, he took the first step. The bridge swayed violently. His mind screamed with visions of falling into the churning water below. Yet step by cautious step, he moved forward. And with each step, a new sensation began to grow. It wasn't the absence of fear, but the growing presence of his own capability. When his foot finally touched solid earth on the far side, he turned back, amazed. The crossing was possible. The hermit, who was somehow already beside him, simply nodded. "Your mind told you a story of falling. Your body wrote a story of crossing. Which one is real now?" The second truth was found in a simple wooden box she placed before him back in the meadow. "Reach inside," she instructed, "and retrieve what's waiting for you." Leo froze. His imagination instantly conjured stinging insects, sharp edges, or something venomous. "What if it's something that hurts me?" "Fear punishes you with possibilities," she said. "It makes you suffer for a danger that is not yet real, and may never be. Reach." His hand shook as he slowly slid it into the dark opening of the box. He felt something cool, and smooth against his fingertips. He grasped it and pulled it out. It was a perfectly round, polished river stone. A laugh of pure, unadulterated relief escaped him. "Fear inflicts the wound before the arrow is ever fired," the hermit stated. "Exactly," he whispered in awe. "You felt the pain of a bite that never came. This is fear's great trick." The final truth was the most severe. As they walked a narrow trail along a cliffside, a low, menacing growl rumbled from the rocks above. A mountain cat emerged, its powerful form silhouetted against the sky, its eyes catching the moonlight. Leo's blood turned to ice. "We should go back. Now," he stammered. "To turn your back is to invite pursuit," the hermit said, her voice steady as a rock. "Stand your ground. Be still. Show it you are not prey." Every instinct in his body screamed at him to run. But he remembered the bridge. He remembered the empty box. He planted his feet, lifted his chin, and met the creature's intense gaze. The standoff lasted a lifetime in just a few heartbeats. Then, with a casual flick of its tail, the cat turned and melted back into the stone, disappearing into the night. Leo nearly collapsed, but a fierce new energy surged through him. I stood my ground," he gasped. "You did not defeat the cat," the hermit corrected gently. "You defeated the urge to flee. That is the true victory." As the first light of dawn gilded the cedar's highest branches, Leo sat, a transformed man. The hermit placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Fear is not your enemy, Leo. It is the guard at the gate of your own growth. You don't break the gate down. You learn its mechanism, and you walk through. Thank your fear, for it always points to where your courage is needed most." When Leo descended back to his village, he carried a new, quiet certainty. The shadows of doubt still sometimes stretched long, but they no longer dictated his path. He had learned the secret. Fear is not a stop sign, but a signpost. So I ask you, what signpost is standing before you right now? Is it the fear of a new beginning? The fear of a necessary ending? Remember Leo's night in the valley. That tightness in your chest isn't a chain, it's a compass. It's pointing you directly toward the very ground where you must plant your feet and grow. If this story showed you a new path, please like this video. It truly helps our channel, Winds of Thought, reach others who are seeking clarity. And for more journeys into understanding, subscribe to Winds of Thought. Sometimes, a single shift in perspective can change everything.